Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the new Iluvsarahii and Colourpop Through My Eyes eyeshadow palette. I've been using this for the last few days. I feel like it's been 5 days thus far. Spoiler alert, I love it. We'll go over swatches. I'm gonna try to do 3 eye looks in this video. I know it's gonna be a little bit of a task, but I got time. We got time. We're gonna make it happen. If you wanna see swatches, 3 eye demos, and my thoughts overall on the palette, then please keep on watching. Hey friends, my name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, welcome to Kinky Sweat. If you love all things movement and beauty, eyeshadow, contortion, flexi bendy, lifestyle, whatever, then you've come to the right place. Ooh, that's too light. Too light. I have 2 different shades on because I just filmed my foundation Showdown. Don't know if that video is going to be up before this one, but it will be eventually. So I've looked a little off-kilter tone-wise, and that's why. The Through My Eyes palette, I feel, released a few weeks ago. I held back initially because I wasn't trying to pop off on the first round. And I'm really proud of myself because the old Alicia in 2018 would have just purchased the whole PR set, and I'm like, why? You're not gonna use all the lipstick shades, so why would you do that? I only purchased the eyeshadow palette as well as the Becky G loose highlighting powder and one of her liquid lipsticks just so that I could qualify for the free shipping. That was it. This 16 pan eyeshadow palette retails for $23. You might think that's expensive for Colourpop, but it's 16 shades and it does come with a mirror, which I feel a lot of collabs do. But I just realized something. Oh god, I'm so not prepared. So what I'm trying to do, you guys, is get the 2 Colourpop palettes that I feel might remind you. Oh god. So we're gonna go over the Perception palette, but the one I really want to show you, because one of you had said that this collaboration reminds you of Fortune, which I thought was very interesting. But the problem is, I don't know where it is. But look, I did find it, yay! We got Trove from Fortune and Misbehave from Through My Eyes. Trove is a lot more purple and Misbehave has a little more red in there. Now we go in with, what is this color? Rich from Fortune and Euphoric from Through My Eyes. Rich is a lot more burnt orange, Euphoric is a lot more light. Now we have Strike It from Fortune and Divina from Through My Eyes. Strike It has a lot more saturation to it, and Divina is a weak shade. I like how it builds. You'll see later in the video. Strike It definitely has a lot more pigmentation. More Problems than Sandalwood. More Problems has a little more warmth. Sandalwood is a little more beige. Oracle versus Lucido. Oracle has a pink shift to it, while Lucido is more of a traditional white gold. Then we have Miser versus Flex, and these are the duochrome shades from each. Miser has like that intense orange shift, while Flex is taupe. Stacks versus Mesmerize. Stacks is definitely more copper, Mesmerize more orange in tone. Then we have Nouveau versus Muse. Nouveau has like that gold bronze look, and Muse is a lot more bronze in nature. Then we have Rax versus Nocturne. Rax is a lighter color, or just lighter in the metallic pigment, and Nocturne has a lot more punch to it. Next up we have Den versus In a Wink. Den is a lot more beige, In a Wink more pastel pink. Last comparison, we have Wiser versus Nostalgia. Wiser is a beautiful light rose, while Nostalgia is more of a mauve rose. You guys, I do not know where it is, and I wasted so much footage just looking for that stupid palette. If you were wondering about a comparison, I am so sorry. I will just come back on here and do a comparison vid, but right now, for the life of me, and I looked through all my eyeshadow palettes and they're stacked in a way that I could see them easily, I do not know where Fortune is. But we'll compare Perception because I thought maybe more appropriate comparisons, since they are both a collaboration with beauty influencers. I have the box somewhere too. Hold on. I am so prepared for this vid. Here's the box that the Through My Eyes palette came in. These are Iluvsarahii's eyes. First of all, can I just quickly say that I love Karen? I mean, I wouldn't do her complexion steps because I think she wears really heavy makeup and is a lot for the day. But I love her eyeshadow looks, and she just seems like a really cool person. If I were to meet her in real life, that it will just be like, a nice experience, you know what I mean? So this is Iluvsarahii and this is Shayla's Perception palette. I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel like I get a lot more from Iluvsarahii's, but I'm gonna get to that in a moment. We're gonna swatch first and then get into more details thereafter. Okay. Quick details on the palette. It is cruelty free, made in the USA, and for some reason I have not been able to ever find shelf life expirations on Colourpop products. I don't know why. They're never on here. I never can find the little jar symbol on their eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to assume 12 months because I feel that's a standard for powder shadows anyway. The net weight for each pan, they're going for 1 gram of product. How much is Shayla's? Oh, Shayla is 1.1 grams of product per pan. 0.035 ounces for Through My Eyes, 0.039 ounces for Perception. You get more product in the Perception. And I think the Perception is also $23. Here's how the palette looks like. As you probably, I don't know, maybe assume it's a kaleidoscope type of theme, and in the PR box you get a kaleidoscope, which is really cool. Karen was explaining in her video how she loves kaleidoscope and just the overall captivating experience that yields. So she made it so that a lot of her packaging, or most of it anyway, was very much that kaleidoscopic type of look. Here you have Iluvsarahii in teal metallic lettering, and on the back you have the actual colors in that geometric type of design circling the shade names, and these are her actual eyes. It looks a little weird, like it's very trippy. I'm not gonna lie, but I like the palette. I like the green color, and the lettering is gold, so aesthetically I like it. All right, we're gonna head over to the Colourpop website because, as they always do, they kindly provide descriptions for the shades because I'm not good at doing those, you know what I mean? Lucido is a metallic light gold. Wild Soul is a matte dusty mustard yellow. Mesmerize, you get it, is a metallic orange gold. Sandalwood is a matte soft light beige. In a Wink is a matte soft pastel peach. Euphoric is a matte bright true orange. Ooh, I just swatched over In a Wink. Sorry about that. Canela is a matte soft terracotta sprinkled with gold glitter. Lomo is a metallic bright coral red. Emerald Dream is a metallic vivid emerald green. Muse, metallic bright warm gold sprinkled with silver glitter. Ooh. Divina, some matte deep blackberry. This doesn't swatch very well, and actually surprised with how little kickback there is in the pan. Some people initially might think it's not a pigmented shade, but I love how it builds on lids and is actually quite nice, as you will see later. Flex is a metallic icy taupe packed with silver glitter. Nostalgia is a matte mid-tone warm rose. Moody, some matte rich forest green. That's a nice shade. Nocturne is a metallic rosy red. And lastly, Miss, you get it? Misbehave is a matte rich red wine. So here are all the shades from Through My Eyes. I really like this palette. The amount of different mattes she has in here and how they all perform well, and they just yield different eye looks that are not warm, that are not just this, that are not just that. You have a lot of options in here, and I was able to create quite a few different looks throughout the week. The first look I created, did I even take a picture of it? Let's see if I did. Hold on. Oh, I did. Yes. The first look is in my Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer video. I used Wild Soul, Euphoric, and it was either Mesmerize or Muse. That was a really nice peachy look. And then on my Fenty Beauty wear test, I wore Nostalgia, Misbehave, and Nocturne, and that was like a nice rosy red eye look. Then yesterday I did Moody and Emerald Green with Canela, and whoa, that was a look. Feel there might have been one more actually with the pinks. I did it with the pinks. Yes. This eye look I did with Sandalwood, Nostalgia, Divina, and Flex. I really love this look. It's like a plummy type of situation going on. It looked really nice. Look at the span of those looks. You know what I'm saying? All for one palette. And with that said, I'm actually gonna do just one eye at a time. So I'm gonna do this side because I think this is my more camera friendly eye. Get off camera, show you the final look, go on to the next look, and that's how we're gonna play this game. Okay, so first, I know you all want to see Wild Soul because that is the shade that pulled me in initially, and I feel like maybe some of you might feel the same. I don't know. Ooh, gotta get my microfiber towel on standby. Going in with my wave number 16. It's wiped, I promise. First with Wild Soul, and lids are prepped with the Instant Retouch from Fenty Beauty in the shade 235. Make sure that's blended. Here we go. I really love this shade. And like all Colourpop eyeshadows I've experienced, I've used, I love this formula. I think it is just so reliable, blends so easily well. There we go, we're getting a little dark, don't you think? This is my third time dipping in, and I'm really pleased with the saturation of this shade. Like, I feel like it does turn up more light orange than mustard. It could be maybe because there was shadow on this brush, but nevertheless, I still really love this shade. Next, I'm gonna go in with, you know what? I'm gonna go in with Euphoric, but I'm gonna use another brush. I'm gonna go in, you guessed it, GOSS number 4. That clearly Davina is still on, but that's okay. We wiped her. Euphoric has a lot of kickback. More so than Wild Soul. Wild Soul actually doesn't have a lot of kickback, which is, you know, helpful. I'm gonna just take that on the outer corner. Also place it on the inner third. And pull it across the crease. Look how beautiful those shades look together. Isn't that gorgeous? Taking my 16 again and just smoothing that transition out. Oh yeah. That's nice. Taking Euphoric, but pulling it across the lower lash line. Wild Soul with the number 16, and just smoking that out a little bit more. A little more Euphoric with number 4, just on the outer corner, making it a little, just pulling it out a little bit more. Now, I haven't used Lomo yet. Maybe we'll use that on the next eye look, or maybe we'll just use it now. How about that? I'm actually gonna use my Chikuhodo, my Beautylist Chikuhodo holiday set shader brush with Lomo. I'm gonna place that on the outer V of my lid as well as the inner. Oh yeah, that's really making it pop off. I like that a lot. And this color appears to have a little sheen to it, just a little bit, and not a lot of kickback, which I appreciate because I feel like these coral red types of shades like we just saw with Euphoric could tend to be a little powdery in the pan. Taking that also on the outer third, yeah, as well as the inner third, why not? Have my number 4 on standby to smooth that out. That looks gorgeous. I love it. All right, what should we do on the lid? I think maybe we should go in with, I think I'm gonna do Mesmerize because that's like the gold-ish out of the two that looks similar. Definitely going in with my Zoeva 234. In with Mesmerize. I will say you would get more bang, more punch if you wet these metallics. They apply okay dry, but if you really want them to shine and to last throughout the day, wet them first. Going in on the center of the lid and kind of using the brush to make a very soft cut crease type of stitch, but you know, nothing too nuts. Then I'm taking Nocturne with that brush, tip of it, and just kind of pulling it through the lash line, but like from the inner third corner. Oh, we got a little bit of fallout, just a little bit. I just overloaded that brush. Didn't have to put so much shadow on it. If you want more punch, I always go in with my finger just for the last application to reinforce the shine and also the coverage. If you find you went a little too far, just use the tip of the brush to kind of finesse the line. And I also like to use my Chikuhodo brush because I just love the shape of it in the crease to kind of help take away some of the metallic shade from that area. Definitely going in with Lucido, so I'm gonna grab my Sonia G Pencil Pro brush in with Lucido and taking that on the inner corner. This, I don't feel the need to wet. Like, this is a pretty bright metallic shade all on its own, so I'm just gonna keep it as is. And just to make sure that's blended well, I'm gonna just pull, we'll first get rid of this eye booger and just drag it in towards the look. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna apply lashes because I feel they'll be easier to remove than mascara for each eye look. Do the other eye and I'll be right back. And here's a finished look using these shades again: Wild Soul, Euphoric, Lomo, Mesmerize, and Lucido. Oh, as well as Nocturne just a little bit under the lower lash line. I applied the Falsies Diamond, this style diamond I should say, from Lily Lashes because I feel they're wispy and lightweight. I would wear this with mascara, but for the sake of switching eyeshadow between looks, I just felt it was a lot easier for this, you know what I'm saying? And for the lip, I combined the Becky G and Colourpop Satin Finish Collab Liquid Lip in Mija and my Ofra Liquid Lip in the shade Verona. This is very pinky on its own, but I thought it gave a nice tone to the lip with this neon orange look we're going on. Here are the eyes. Look, what do you think? I love how Wild Soul and Euphoric look together, and Lomo, that neon coral shade, really made the eye look red hot and neon in nature. And that's just look number one, and I feel it's popping. And before we move on, like if you didn't want it to make it look so orange, instead of going in with Euphoric, you could have used Sandalwood with Lomo, or maybe Lomo with Nostalgia, or even just Lomo and Divina, and it would have been like more of a plummy coral shade type of combination, you know? So this is look number one, friends. I'm gonna wipe this off and be right back with the close-up. Look number two. I definitely want to use Sandalwood now because if you're wondering how the shade turns up on my skin tone, and we'll definitely go more pinky this time around. Sounds like a plan? Okay. Wayne Goss number three in with Sandalwood. See how that goes. Now, Sandalwood is said to be like a beige color. It doesn't show up a whole lot, but just enough to, I feel, set the tone of the look if you want it to be more rosy plum. Because it's definitely more neutral in nature, more pinky neutral in nature than her other orange shades in here. Now going in with Nostalgia, which is one of my favorite shades in here. I think it's so pretty. It's very rosy, but it's not super warm. I feel it still remains pinky in tone. Like, this is your Huda Beauty New News look right here. And I'm going in a lot because I really want this rosy shade to build, and I think Sandalwood just sets up for like a beautiful pinky look. Now we could go Canela or we can go Misbehave, and I feel we're gonna go Misbehave because in case you wanted to see how that works out, definitely wiping my number 4 because she still has like a lot of Euphoric and Lomo on it. So now we'll go in with Misbehave. Misbehave has a lot of kickback to it too. Sandalwood not so much, and Nostalgia like a reasonable amount. So I'm going to start punching in Misbehave, inner and outer corners of the lid. And when we punch it on, I'm going to start pulling it across the crease. I'm actually going back to Nostalgia with my number 4 this time, but I'm dragging that under the lash line. But also, I guess, some Misbehave too because it was still on the brush. And I'm just pulling it out. Hello, traffic, excuse me. Going back with a little bit of Sandalwood with my number 3 just to kind of smooth again that transition out. But also with my number 4. And I'm taking a little bit of Misbehave with number 4, but I'm just putting down a more concentrated punch of color. Finding a little bit, and also taking Sandalwood down below, using my Wayne number 2 because I feel like I went a little bit crazy here. I just took it a little too far, but I think that should be good now. Now this is how it looks without any further defining. If you wanted to try Divina has no kickback. Look at that, there's no kickback like there is on Misbehave and what is this, Moody has a lot of kickback. So when you first apply it, it's not gonna be a lot, right? I'm swirling that brush into the pan so I could get the color on there first, but I appreciate that because you know what, I have a little bit of control and I could pump up the definition, the intensity as I like it and not feel overwhelmed by the pigmentation. So yes, you do have to build up Divina a lot, I feel, but it's not in a frustrating way. Like, it's gonna stay on the lid, it's gonna build up to a really nice gradient. And for those who feel not comfortable with using dark shades, I feel you'll have fun with this one. You wouldn't be as intimidated because it's not aggressive, you know? And I'm dragging that a little bit under the lower lash line. So this is like a rounder look, I think. Just by accident, I didn't want it to turn out this way, but this is the eye that sometimes gives me problems in terms of how I want the shape to look. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do what I want, you know what I mean? This is definitely my better blending eye, but on camera, because of the angle, this is the better side to do. Maybe we fixed it, I don't know. It's okay, it's okay. Oh god, what is that? What is that? Hello? I'm actually gonna take in a Wink. Is like the pastel shade, but what I like about In a Wink is not so chalky and pastel-y that's gonna cover the look. It's gonna help blend it out, which I think helped a whole lot. So this is my Sonia Worker 2, and I'm just using it to kind of help reshape my shadow a little bit. Just a little bit. A little good. For the lid color, why not? I mean, we could go in with Nocturne if we want to stay within this color story, or we could go in with Flex. I'm gonna use Flex. I think it's a really cool taupey shade. And again with my Zoeva 234, definitely gonna wet it and go on the center. Oh, if you're gonna do this, then that means I definitely want to put some Divina on the inner portion of my eye. So I'm gonna take my Sonia G Worker Pro with Divina, the matte plum shade. I'm just gonna punch that onto the inner third. Hello, you're gonna focus on me? Just punch that in, and like even use the brush too to pull across the crease a little bit and make that smoother. Isn't Flex a great color? It's so taupey, and I feel just adds a nice story to the eye look, you know, because we totally could have went Nocturne, but I decided just to go taupey instead because why not? It's there. If we want to see, we could use Muse, same brush, but on the inner portion of the eye for some golds. Got some fallout. We got some fallout. I think that was from Flex. Definitely loaded the brush a lot, so probably should have patted down a little bit, or kicked off, I should say, before I went on my lid. All right, friends, eye is done. Do this side, some lashes, and I'll be right back. Look number 2 complete, and I forgot that I didn't show this while doing the rest of the shadow. I decided to put on Lomo on the inner corner. Here is look number 2 close up. What do you think? Are we feeling like the purple vibe with the gold and the hot pink on the inner corner? I thought, why not? I love Lomo. You could use this on your lid, inner corner, lower lash line, and I don't think it's too dark. I mean, I feel because it's hot pink, it serves as like an accent shade. If I really wanted to bump it up, I could use my Makeup Forever shade here that I picked up a while ago. Oh god, I can't open it. Like, if I wanted to brighten it up, I'll put this on. So let's see what that does. See, just to kind of add a little punch of color. If you feel Lomo by itself just brings the eye look down, but to add a little brightness, this is shade 1746. I love this also to put on the inner corner just to like change it up. And on the lip, we have the liquid matte from Dior in Jungle Matte with the Artist Color Pencil from Makeup Forever in Versatile Chestnut. Look number 2 is complete. Let me know what you think down below. Of course, use same lashes just so you could get the full-on effect. And let's move on to look number 3. All right, definitely now going in with Moody and Emerald Dream. This is the last look that we're doing for this video. Again, re-zhuzhed up the lid. Applied some banana cream eye cream because oh my god, the skin was getting a little dry. Okay, don't mind this eyebrow, she's looking a little funny. I'm sorry. Thank you for understanding. Now, the look I showed you before using Moody and Emerald, I used Canela as like the transition shade, but I thought it was a little too orange and it didn't showcase Moody as I wanted to. It just kind of took away from it, and I wanted it to look more exclusively matte teal on my eyes. I was deciding between Wild Soul and sandalwood, because again, I wanted Moody to really stand out by itself, but I love Wild Soul. You know what, let's do Wild Soul. I'm curious. So we're gonna go with the brush we used in the first look, Wayne Goss number 16. Make sure that's white. Wild Soul. First with the transition. I mean, ultimately, I can use sandalwood too to help blend Wild Soul out. That is very helpful, you know. Oh god. Okay, that's down. Now I'm gonna go in with my Sonia G Crease 2. I used this brush yesterday with Moody. You know what? We're gonna have to prepare. I have my retouch setting powder from Fenty on standby because Moody packs a punch, man. You have to make sure that your skin is prepared. Here we go. There's a lot of kickback in the pan. There's a lot on the brush. Make sure you kick it off, and then we're just gonna punch that in. Just punch it in first. See how much you get on one application, and make sure you kick off the excess from the bristles, or else it will, without a doubt, get on your face. Look how dark that is. That's crazy. That is forest green. And I'm carefully using the tip of the brush to connect those two portions. I'm taking a little more just so that we could kind of get the blend going. I'm going very slowly here because this is a very pigmented shade, and I feel if you go in too fast, it could get out of hand. And I like the brush because it gets product on fast, but it also blends it well. I'm using circular motions just to help shape the edge here. I also have her Blender Pro on standby, just like as another brush to have and to help smooth out the transition. I think Wild Soul is a nice matchup to Moody. If you don't want it to look warm, then definitely go in with sandalwood so it looks more neutral and more distinctly forest green all by itself. You gotta take your time here, friends. You really do with this shade. I mean, I think it's a beautiful shade, very pigmented, but the thing is, because it's so pigmented, it could be a lot at one time, you know. And I want to make sure this looks pretty smooth, so that's why I'm going back and forth between the Crease 2 and the Blender Pro, especially here. Like, I want to make sure that looks smoother. Same Crease 2 with Moody, but now on the lower lash line, and we connect it and just refining the V a little bit better. Now I like my look to be very, very smoky, so I don't mind it going down a little bit, but to make it more concentrated, I'm going with Sonia G's Pencil Pro, same Moody shade, but deep in the lash line so we could cover those pieces of skin. I'm also going in with the liner just so that we could cover that up as well, but for now, using the shadow, a smaller brush will definitely punch in more color in those portions. And of course, I have this on standby. I have my number 3 or 16, excuse me, because it's always helpful to have a fluffy brush just so that it can make it look more diffused. And I'm taking Wild Soul under and diffusing that shade on the lower lash line. Going back with the Blender Pro and just helping to refine the overall shape of this look. All right. Now the star of the show, again, no other than my Zoeva 234, if I could find it. Emerald Dream. This shade, definitely wet. Oh, hello, you're gonna focus on me? That's bright. That is emerald indeed. Now yesterday I applied a gold shade under my eyes, but I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna keep it as is and go grab my eyeliner. Look number 3 is complete. You wanna get at a closer look? I managed to add the, oh my god, where is it? I applied my Marc Jacobs gel liner in the shade Gemstone because I thought this was just more than perfect, and I just realized I didn't apply it on the thigh. Oh my god. Thank god I'm not wearing contacts because this would have been a disaster. So here's the liner added onto the powder lash line, and on the inner corner I applied Muse. I applied Muse first, but I wanted to give it a little more pop, so then I put Lucido over top of it just right on the center, and I thought it was like a nice copper look to the lids, or should say inner corner, excuse me. Here is the look with the Emerald Dream on the lids. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't you just love? And for the lip, good old long lasting from Ofra in the shade Verona. I will say that Moody is perhaps the toughest shade to work with. It has a lot of color impact, but you got to be careful because I feel it could get out of hand quickly. Like the green will just travel too far out and it will look crazy if you want that look. But I was going just for like my usual V-point like this. Got a little out of hand. This turned out a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner, but you know, that's usually how it goes. Overall, I love Through My Eyes. I really do. I think this is perhaps my most favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palette yet. She is a serious contender for best of when we get to the end of the year. We're just in January. Just let me indulge a little bit, okay? The fact that you have, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes. 7 mattes from different color stores altogether. You got the mustard. You got like the soft beige, you got the matte plum, you got a matte forest green, and you have a matte orange. And even though this has gold specks in it, I tried this yesterday. It actually turns out really nicely on the lid. The glitter specks just kind of blend out and it does not disrupt the blend. It still looks smooth upon finishing. I would have taken out either Mesmerize or Muse just because I feel stupid because I feel they look similar. So one is more orange and one is more gold, but I feel like perhaps she could have put in maybe like a pinkier tone metallic shade, or maybe like more of a plummy metallic shade. But I feel Flex kind of saves the day because it's taupier in nature, so that kind of gives it a different vibe. Or maybe it's something more duochrome in nature. I love Divina. I don't mind that it's not high impact like Moody because it gives me a chance to build up the color and the intensity on my inner corner without feeling stressed about it. You know what I mean? Emerald Dream is perhaps the star shade out of this palette. I mean, the shine on this is incredible. Just the tone of it is a little more blue than green, which I really like. So it almost like borders on a turquoise, even though it's emerald. It's a lovely color. And my favorites are Nostalgia and Misbehave because I love Mia Rose. I love Mia Rose matte. Nostalgia is so pretty and I feel like just adds a different vibe to the palette apart from Wild Soul and Euphoric. Like these are your typical warm yellowy shades that we can't live without, and I'm happy that they're in the palette, but I'm equally happy that she has more neutral rosy beiges in here that you could just create another look altogether. And I felt like we've traveled around the palette well in terms of creating like warm orange look, then a deeper rosy tone look, and now we have the straight up forest green emerald look. The performance of this palette is outstanding. I think the powder mattes perform exceptionally well given the price point. I would recommend that you wet the metallic shades because they are a little dry if you apply them dry. The moisture from the water will just add a little more adherence to the pigment, and I feel would just make it longer lasting on the lid. The longevity for the mattes are crazy good. I think I had this look on yesterday from, I forgot the time, maybe like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And Moody was on. She was on. Emerald Dream started to fade a little bit, but not by much. It was just because more of the metallic pigment started to separate a little bit on my lid. But the look, like the saturation and the depth of Moody was still there after those 5-6 hours that I wore it for. And I felt I experienced the same thing with the other looks I did last week. The matte stayed well on the lid. They looked saturated. They didn't look faded. They didn't budge. And again, to ensure that same longevity for the metallic shades, definitely wet it or apply it on a fresh concealed base, or even use a glitter glue if you prefer that method instead. So all in all, I am very pleased that I got Through My Eyes. I don't regret my purchase. I highly recommend it if you're thinking about it. If you're not buying eyeshadow palettes and it's not on your radar, then you don't have to do anything I say. But if you are thinking about it and you're wondering, I will definitely get Through My Eyes because I think it's well worth the purchase if you decide to go along with it. Again, you have a lot of looks you can create here. I think it's diverse enough to create all matte looks or matte and metallic, and just you have different color stores going around here. You can combine in them different ways, and I feel they will not look muddy if you go nuts and combine whatever shades you want. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another chit chat, tutorial, demo, or review. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.